All right, first and foremost, we like to give all praises to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Like to give double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Like to say salutation, peace, and love to the elect that's around the four corners of the earth. And basically, me and the brother gonna do a lesson today on basically, man, how basically the EU is gonna abandon America in the end, man. You know, and it's all according to the scriptures, man. We're gonna start off with an article. Then we'll go into the scriptures to bag up the article. But this an article from ZeroHedge.com, and the title of it is "That Must Not Happen." It said Germany threatens U.S. with retaliation over new Russian sanctions. One day after the Senate almost unanimously passed a bill to impose new sanctions on Russia, an unexpected outcry against the U.S. decision emerged from two of America's closest allies, Germany and Austria, who yesterday slammed the new sanctions and accused the U.S. of having ulterior motives in seeking to enforce the energy blockade, which they said is trying to help American natural gas suppliers at the expense of their Russian rivals. And they warned the threat of finding European companies participating in the Nord Stream 2 project introduces a completely new, very negative dimension into European-American relations, man. Right? Because Europe depends on Russia to get their natural gas, man. You know? And what America basically trying to do is sanction Russia. And like the article was saying, they have ulterior motives, man. Which European, with them getting their gas from Russia, is cheaper, man. But if they have to get it from America, it's going to be more expensive, man. You know? So, keep going in the article. It said, today's the unexpected fallout from the latest round of U.S. sanctions has escalated, according to Reuters. Germany has threatened to retaliate against the U.S. if the new U.S. sanctions on Russia end up penalizing German firms, which they almost will, as it foresees punitive measures against entities that provide material support to Russia in building energy export pipelines, such as Germany, Austria, and hosts of other European nations. Berlin is concerned that if passed in the House, the sanctions would pave way for fines against Germany and European firms involved in the Nord Stream 2, a project to build a pipeline carrying Russian gas across the Baltic Sea. And it's not just the Germans who are sweating. Among the European companies involved in the project are German oil and gas giant Wintershall, German energy trading firm Uniper, Royal Dutch Shell, Austria's OMV, and France Engie. In other words, if the Senate proposed sanctions pass, the U.S. will have to fine virtually every energy giant in Europe. Right, man. So this ain't only affecting Germany, man. It's affecting other nations in Europe too, man. Quoted by Reuters, Merkel's spokesman Steven Seibert described a Senate bill which must be approved by the House of Representatives and signed by Trump before it becomes law as a peculiar move. He said it was strange that sanctions intended to punish Russia for alleged interference in the U.S. elections could also trigger penalties against European countries. That must not happen, said Seibert, confirming the seriousness of Germany's resolve in an interview with Reuters. German Economy Minister Brigitte Zypries said Berlin will have to think about countermeasures. Right, man. So what's the countermeasures against the U.S., man? If Trump backed the plan, if he does, we'll have to consider what we are going to do against it. The unexpectedly sharp response from Germany comes at a time of deep strain in the transatlantic relationship due to shifts in U.S. policy and more confrontational rhetoric towards Europe and Trump, who has not only demanded more funding for NATO, slammed Germany over its trade balance and cheap currencies, but also most recently exited exited Europe's precious Paris Climate Treaty. Ironically, the part of the bill that threatens to impair the already precarious relations with Europe was introduced by some of the president's top critics, including Republican hawk John McCain. As Reuters note, they are intent on limiting Trump's ability to forge warmer ties with Russia, a key foreign policy pledge during his campaign for presidency, but one he has been unable to deliver on amid investigations into alleged Russian meddling in the U.S. election. Judging by Germany's response, this attempt to further alienate Russia may backfire dramatically, not only alienating Berlin, but bringing Europe and Russia closer now that the Qatar gas pipeline, courtesy of Saudi Arabia, is a non-starter. Right, man? So basically all the plans of the elites is backfiring on them, man. You know, because through all they through the years, man, World War II, World War I was planned, and it turned out just how they wanted it, man. But this World War III is not gonna turn out how you at least want it, man. You know, you gonna go into slavery after this World War III, man. You know, we gonna gather up all your riches, man, all your gold and your silver that you have gathered together, man. You know, the Israelites gonna gather it up, man. You know, it said back to Cyprus, who continued to lash out at the U.S., saying, "I regret that the joint approach of Europe and the United States on Russia and sanctions have been undermined and abandoned in this way." I'm gonna try to I'm gonna skip down. So I'm saying, in addition to Germany, France and the European Commission also urged the United States to coordinate with its partners on such matters. Right, man? So this basically gonna bring the whole EU against America. Say finally, some European diplomats said they fear the threat of new measures out of Washington may harden Germany's defense of Nord Stream and complicate already difficult talks among EU nations over whether to seek joint talks with Russia over the pipeline. This is not helpful now. It tends to stir up on desires to protect our territorial space, one EU diplomat said, and clearly another European who does not understand that when it comes to promoting U.S. policy, whatever it may be, foreign sovereignty, even that of friendly nations, is never a concern. Man. So basically, we're going to go into the scriptures, man, you know, because we know according to the scriptures, man, all American Airlines going to turn on her, man, you know, not just the other nations, the EU, you know what I'm saying, which is comprised of Edomites, is going to turn on America too, man, you know. You got the scripture for me out?
50 what?
You had something? You had precept or something?
Jeremiah 50 and what?
Is it 13?
Jeremiah 15 and 13. Because of the wrath of the Most High.
Salakia, verse 12.
Alright. Jeremiah 15 and 12. Your mother shall be sore confounded. She that bare you shall be ashamed.
And this going into Great Britain, man. But guess what? America was formed out of the whole European nation as a whole, man. You know, this actually talking about Great Britain, but you can use this for all the other nations in Europe too, man. You know, because when America was formed, you had all those different Edomites coming from all those different parts of Europe to form America, man. It was just Great Britain who had got the power over them. At the end, that's who the taxes go to, man. You know, go ahead, Doc.
The hindermost of the nation shall be a wilderness.
Man. So that's gonna be the end that's gonna be the final plague of America. It's gonna be turned into a wilderness by those thermonuclear missiles, man. Now get Isaiah 47 for me. I'll start at verse 1.
Isaiah 47. Isaiah 47. Come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon.
And that's talking about America, man. America is the virgin daughter of Babylon, man. You know? Go ahead, out.
Sit on the ground, there is no throne.
Come.
No, O daughter of the Chaldeans, for thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate.
Right, man. So America is going to be no more called tender and delicate, man. Why is America tender and delicate? Because that no foreign power has ever been able to touch America, man. You know, even with the Civil War and all that, man, that was America fighting against Edomites, man. But after America was established, man, you know, as a nation, no war, no other country have been able to touch America as far as war, man. So that's why she is tender and delicate. Just like you have a tender and delicate woman, man, which a virgin to be considered tender and delicate when no man have touched her, man. You know, go ahead. But it say America is not going to be called tender and delicate no more, man. You know, and go ahead, all right, go ahead.
Take the milestone.
Right, take the millstone, which is going to the jobs, man. You know, go ahead.
And grind meal.
Come.
Uncover thy locks. Make bare the leg. Uncover the thigh. Pass over the rivers.
Come.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Yea, thy shame shall be seen.
Right, thy nakedness shall be uncovered, and thy shame shall be seen, which America is being exposed for who she are, man. And it's mainly by her own people, man. Like it said, the wicked is going to be so wicked, is going to cause his own tongue to stumble upon them, man. You know, because all these Edomites, man, these European nations, man, but they looking at America is like going back into the scripture brother started off with. Her mother is confounded of her. She is so ashamed of her, man. You know, America's starting to act now like, okay, we got this power on our own, man. You know, because even when it said take the millstones and grind meal, uncover the locks. Who basically gonna do that, man? You know, it started with this word, man, but it's also going into which that's the next precept we gonna get, man. Is Revelation chapter get Revelation chapter 17. Did you finish verse 3? No, I finished verse 3. Right, man, because right after World War II, you actually had it was called the Bretton Woods Agreement, man, which they had and going back into that, you should no more be called tender and delicate, man, because after World War II, they had that Bretton Woods meeting, and it was in Bretton Woods, New Hampshire, man. You know, and the agreement was the reason why they had the meeting there, because at the time America was the only country that wasn't war torn, man. All the other countries was at war, man. You know, during World War II, man. So basically, the agreement at the Bretton Woods Agreement was you had Germany, France, and Britain agreeing to make the American dollar the world currency at the time, man. And the dollar been the world currency, world reserve exchange ever since, man. You know. Go ahead, bro. Read verse 3 again.
Thy nakedness shall be uncovered. Ye, thy shame shall be seen.
Come.
I will take vengeance, and I will not meet thee as a man.
And it's going to whom the world knows Jesus Christ, man. You have a shot, man. Because he going to come back and deliver his elect at the time America getting hit by those missiles, man. But he going to be actually destroying America too, man, with the laser beams that proceed out of those out of the chariots that he going to be in, man. You got Revelation, get Revelation 17. I'll start at verse I guess start at verse matter of fact, go to get Get Daniel 7 and 19 first. Before we get Revelations, just to get an understanding.
Daniel 7 and 19. Then I would know the truth of the fourth beast, which was diverse from all the others, exceeding dreadful, whose teeth were of iron and his nails of brass.
Right, man, and it's going into the Roman Empire, man. The ancient Roman Empire. Go ahead.
Which devoured, break in pieces, and stamped the residue with his feet.
Come on, go ahead, bro.
And
which when the Roman Empire came into power, man, was stronger than all those other empires that was before it, man. You know, and how was it diverse? All the empires before it, man. You had the Babylonian Empire, the Assyrian Babylonian Empire. You had the Persian Empire. Then you had the Grecian Empire, man. You know, which all those empires dealt with kings, man. Whatever the king said was the went forth, man. But when it came to the Roman Empire, they was the first one to get a Senate, and they had votes on different positions and stuff, man. You know, so that's how it was diverse from the other kingdoms, man. Go ahead, bro.
And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and of the other which came up.
Right, which the 10 horns, it's basically represents the EU now, but even because that whole NATO, in which America is like the spearhead of NATO, man. This the new modern day Roman Empire, man. But those same 10 horns, those same 10 nations that was a part of the ancient Roman Empire, those same 10 nations are considered NATO in the EU today, man. Go ahead, bro. Which we're gonna go back to Revelation 17, man, because it's those same 10 horns that Daniel saw in Daniel the 7th chapter, man. Go ahead, bro.
And came up, and before whom thee fell, even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth, spake very great things, who looked was more stout than his fellows.
Right. Read verse 10. That's from verse 20 from the top again. Right here, verse 20.
I got you.
Come.
20. And of the 10 horns that were in his head, and the other which came up, and before whom 3 fell.
Right, and the other that came up, which is America, man, and the 3 that fell, which was you had the Spanish, the French, and the British, man, which fell to America when America came into power, man. Those are 3 nations that America defeated, man. You know, which they was Edomites, man. Go ahead, bro. But they was all considered they was all came out of that same Roman Empire, man. Go ahead, bro.
Even of that horn that had eyes and a mouth that spake very great things.
That's going into America. Go ahead.
Whose look was more stout than his fellows.
Right, man. Whose look was more stout than his fellows, man. Just like you got basically how the policies of America, man. They like they can do anything, man. You know, because even Putin had made the statement, man. He was like, every time America put Russia on sanctions on Russia, it don't affect us. It affect Europe, and they the ones have to suffer. And then he was like, well, Europe, that's what you want to do, then that's what's gonna happen, man. Right. You know. Go ahead, bro.
Beheld, and the same horn made war with the saints. And prevailed against them.
Right, man. And that's going into when America before they came into power, man. You know, they took down the Northern Kingdom, man, which is you so-called Native Americans, Latinos, Hispanic tribes, man. And then they came and took the Southern Kingdom from the west coast of Africa and Portugal and Spain, man. You know, so that was the war they made with the saints, man. Go ahead, bro.
Until the Ancient of Days came, and judgment was given to the saints of the Most High. And the time came that the saints possessed the kingdom. Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be.
That's it on that, Then go to Revelation 17. Back to Revelation 17. Right, man, because these them same 10 horns, these actually them same nations, man. America today known as the modern day Roman Empire, man, or the modern day Babylon the Great, man, because it take on all the customs of the ancient Babylon, man. You know, which the ancient Roman Empire had took on all the customs of the ancient Babylonians, man. Go ahead, bro.
Revelation 17. Where we at?
Start at the 10 horns.
12.
Come.
17 and 12. And the 10 horns which thou sawest are 10 kings, which have received no kingdom as yet,
Come, go ahead.
but receive power as kings 1 hour with the beast.
Right, man, because that NATO alliance actually was formed in 1949, man, you know, which brought back the full power of that ancient Roman Empire. And notice this all after World War II, man, you know. This brought back the NATO basically in the EU, man. Go ahead, bro.
These have one mind and shall give their power and strength unto the beast.
Right, so they had one man. They gave all their strength and power to the beast, which is NATO and the EU, headed by America, man. So all these countries agreed, you know what I'm saying? At the time, first it was Germany, Britain, and France, because they were the top, they was like the leading countries over there, you know what I'm saying? So they agreed to make America to the world currency, man. And that was in 44, man, you know, at the Bretton Woods Agreement. But 5 years later, 1949, they formed that NATO alliance, man. Which, like I said, they had one man to give all their power and strength to form NATO, man, which is the EU today, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
These shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overcome them.
Right, man. So they gonna try to actually fight Yahushua when he come back, man. You know, go ahead.
For he is Lord of lords and King of kings. And they that are with him are called the chosen and faithful.
Go ahead, bro.
And he sang unto me, the waters which thou sawest, where the whore seated, are peoples and multitudes and nations and tongues.
Right, man, because earlier up in the chapter Revelation 17, man, which I ain't want to get it, but it let you know, the whore that was riding the beast, man, which was America, man. It said a horse that sit upon many waters, which the waters, like it's saying, represents the people, multitudes, nations, and tongues, man. America known as the melting pot, you know. Go ahead, but we finna read about basically the future prophecy of America, man. Go ahead, bro.
And the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore.
Right, see, the 10 horns gonna hate the whore, man. All the American allies, which this going into the NATO and those EU allies, man, they gonna hate the whore, and they starting to hate the whore now, man. Which they been starting to hate her, but now it's starting to progress, man, to the end of where. Go ahead,
And shall make her desolate and naked.
And shall make her desolate and naked. So I want to get that word desolate right there. Because going back to Daniel 7, and it said that horn actually came up out of those 10, but it subdued 3 of the kings, man, you know. Get that word desolate in Revelations chapter 17. What's that, verse 16? Yeah, verse 16. When they say the 10 horns which thou sawest upon the beast, these shall hate the whore and shall make her desolate. So the Greek word for desolate right there.
Strong's G 2048. Eremao.
Eremaho, which means to make desolate, to lay waste, to ruin, to bring to desolation, which they gonna actually shoot those European nations gonna shoot missiles on America too, man. You know, But this the key definition I want to get right here. Say to despoil one, to strip her of her treasures. Right, man, to strip her of her treasures. Just like you had Angela Merkel saying, basically they gonna retaliate against America for if they go through with those sanctions, man. You know, because the European nations, the one that like going back into Revelation chapter 17, verse 12, where it said they had one man to give all their power to the beast, man. You know, which all those European nations, they the one push for America to be great and what she are. And guess what? They gonna be the same nations that make her desolate, which strip her of her treasures, man. Right. You know. Go ahead.
And shall eat her flesh and burn her with fire.
Right. So it said they're gonna eat her flesh and burn her with fire. Read verse 17. Then we're gonna go to Revelation 18.
But God have put in their hearts to fulfill his will.
Come. Right, so the Most High has put it in their hearts to fulfill his will. Go ahead.
And to agree and give their kingdom unto the beast.
Right, so that's why they gave their power unto the beast, man. You know, go ahead.
Until the words of the Most High shall be fulfilled.
And right, and we looking and we seeing the words of the Most High being fulfilled before our eyes, man. Go ahead, bro.
And the woman which thou sawest is that great city, which reign over the kings of the earth.
Come. Right, now get, you had something up? Get Revelation 18, verse 7 and verse 8. But read verse 7, I'm going to a couple of words in verse 7.
Revelation 18 and 7.
Come.
How much she have glorified herself and lived deliciously.
Right, and at the beginning of this chapter, then you know it's going right into Babylon the Great, man. You know, how greater riches have come to naught, you know. Go ahead, bro.
So much torment and sorrow give her.
Come.
For she sitteth in her heart.
For she saith
in her heart, and I sit a queen, and I am no widow.
Right, so she sit in her heart. That's what America's saying. I sit as a queen, and I am no widow. Why? Because she never been touched, and she feel like she ain't gonna be touched, man. You know, she said she am no widow, which letting you know she's still a widow. When you have a widow is left alone, man. Which that's what's gonna happen to America in the end. Go ahead, which I'm gonna get that word widow. Go ahead.
No widow and shall see no sorrow.
Come. Right. So that's what America's saying right now. I sit as a queen. They full of that pride. I sit as a queen. I am no widow and shall see no sorrow.
Therefore.
Hold on. Salaki, bro. Let me get that word widow right quick. Then I'm you had something, bro?
We did 47 and 70. That's how we start.
Nah, we ain't got that.
Chayra.
What is it?
Strong's G 5503.
Chayra, which means it say widow, then it say metaphorically a city stripped of its inhabitants and riches is represented under the figure of a widow. Right, man. So going back to Revelation 17, when it say the 10 horns gonna make her desolate, which the word desolate say strip her of her treasures, man. You know, but it said America said in her heart they sit as no widow. They sit as a queen and am no widow. So this America man frame, which they sit as no widow, which I'm gonna read again, say metaphorically, a city stripped of its inhabitants and riches is represented under the figure of a widow, man. Man, which Revelation 17 let you know America are going to be stripped of her treasures, man. That's going into that word desolate, and it's going to be by those 10 nations, man. So what you have Angela Merkel, she's just the one speaking out about it more on the most, man. You know, because Germany if I'm not mistaken, they had like the strongest economy in Europe right now, man. You know, so she one of the most important so-called leaders over there, man. You know, but they actually gonna make America desolate, man. You know, that's what the word desolate going into, man. You want to get that out?
Yeah, this Isaiah 47:7. It say, and thou said, I shall be a lady forever.
Come.
That thou didst not lay these to thy heart.
Come.
Neither didst remember the latter end of it.
Come.
This 8. Therefore, hear now this. Given to pleasures.
Right, thou that are given to pleasures.
Yeah, thou that are given to pleasures, that dwellest carelessly, that sayest in thy heart, I am and none else beside me.
Right, and that's America, man. That's the attitude of America, man. And it's super the attitude of America now that they got proud on Trump in there, man. You know, when he came president, he was like, look, NATO is insignificant. Everybody insignificant. It's all about America, man. Making America great again. Making Babylon the great again, man. You know, and that's the attitude of America, man. That's the pride of Trump, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
Say,
it's the pride of the so-called white man, but Trump is the epitome of that, man. You know. Ain't no telling who Trump is in the reincarnation, man. You know, because he one of the proudest crackers I've seen in my lifetime. You know, I think he the proudest, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children.
Now go back to Revelation 18 and read verse 7 again and read verse 8.
Revelation 18:7. How much she had glorified herself and lived deliciously, so much torment and sorrow give her. For she,
and that's what we gonna actually, the so-called Negroes, Hispanics, Latinos, and Native Americans, we gonna actually give you double. You know, the so-called white man, for you know, for all the atrocities you committed against us, man. You know, and then that's also going into how America then went across the earth dropping bombs. That's how many. Hey, she gonna receive that same judgment, man. You know. Go ahead, bro.
For she said in her heart, I sit a queen, and I am no widow. And shall see no sorrow. Therefore,
and that's saying the same thing Isaiah 47 said, man. Which this is a future prophecy, man. Because now we're in Revelation the 18th chapter, man. And this John the Revelator basically saying the same thing that Isaiah seen, man. You know. Go ahead, bro.
Therefore shall her plagues come in one day. Death and mourning and famine.
Which goes back to Isaiah 47:7 when she said, I don't know the loss of children. I should see. Let me get it right quick. Go ahead,
and shall see no sorrow. Therefore shall her plagues come in one day.
Right.
Death, mourning, and famine.
Death, mourning, and famine. Because America gonna be stripped of her power, man. That dollar is gonna collapse, man. You know, they're gonna strip America of her treasures, man. Go ahead, bro.
And famine, and she shall be utterly burned with fire. For strong is the Lord God who judge her.
Right, and it says she shall utterly be burned with fire. Going back to Revelation 17, where it said they're going to strip her naked, they're going to make her desolate, and then they're going to eat her flesh with fire, man. Talking about those thermonuclear missiles, man. But it said the Most High have put it in their heart to do it, man. And that's going to the European nations. Now, you had something, bro? Get Isaiah 47. Start at verse 14. We're going to read 15. Lord will, that's going to be it on that.
Isaiah 47 and 14.
Come.
No. Here we go. Behold, they shall be as a stubble. The fire shall burn them.
Come.
They shall.
Just like it said, when it said America should be stripped of its inhabitants and its riches, man. You know, so first it's gonna be stripped of its riches, then the inhabitants. You know, the majority of the people in America is gonna feel that thermonuclear fire, man. America is gonna be made a desert, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
The fire shall burn them. They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame.
Right, so they not going to be able to deliver themselves from the power of the flames. And this for all you people who love America and want America to stay going, man. This is your judgment. This is your punishment, man. If that death or that famine, it don't get to you, this fire going to catch you, man. You know, there's no getting away, man. You know, if you want America to keep going, if you love this so-called land of the free, home of the brave, you know, go ahead, bro.
No. They shall.
Thus. Yeah.
They shall not deliver themselves from the power of the flame. There shall not be a coal to warm it, nor fire to sit before it.
Go ahead.
Thus shall be unto thee which whom has thou labored.
Right. So thus should they be unto thee with whom thou hast labored, man. You know, it goes to those other nations, but it also goes to all those so-called European nations that helped put you on top. They had that one man to make America the dollar, the world reserve currency, man. You know,
right.
Go ahead.
Even thy merchants from thy youth.
Okay, I'm gonna get that word merchants real quick. Say even thy merchants from thy youth, man. Because when America was becoming a nation, when you actually had those conquistadors started with them, and then you just had all the Edomites coming over here, going on rampages, man. You know, taking and killing the northern kingdom, man. You know, basically the resources and wealth they was accumulating, they was taking it back in trade, man. You know.
I got a precept.
Go ahead, huh?
This is Isaiah 56 and 11. Yea, they are greedy dogs.
Nah, that's going into what's the name right there. That's going to the actually our pastors. It's all good.
Yeah.
I got that word right there though for thy merchants in the in the Hebrew it's sakar, which means I'm gonna get the key definitions. It say to travel about in, to go about and trade, the trader, the trafficker. Right, man. You know, that's basically it though, the traffic or the trade, because that's how America became that superpower, man. Through they trade and they trafficking, man. America is an import country, man. You know, but then America is rich in oil, man, which they not gonna tell you that, man. You know, the only reason they started this petrodollar thing, you know, which they made anybody who wanted to get oil had to use American dollar. You know, that's the only reason the dollar's still going there. But the only reason they done that because you had Henry Kissinger. I think it was Henry Kissinger, but it was one of those actually elites was like the way to control nations. If you control the oil, you know, and the way to control people is control the food, man. So that's the reason why they got their hand in the oil, man. I think America like number 2 for producing the most oil on earth, man. You know, but going back into Isaiah 47, read that from the top again, verse 15.
Isaiah 47 and 15. Thus shall they be unto thee which whom thou hast labored.
And you know these the ones gonna shoot them missiles on you, man. You know, go ahead.
Even thy merchants from thy youth.
Even thy merchants from thy youth, man. Because that's right. Because that's who you was trading with from the dough, man. All those different European nations, you know, y'all was actually starting to trade, man. You know, go ahead. And then America got over here and got the big head. They was like, look, we gonna do our own thing, man. You know, forget those guys who actually financed us to come over here, man. And that's what started that whole Civil War. Go ahead, up.
They shall wander everyone to his quarter.
But it say there shall wander everyone to his quarter. Which I'm gonna get that word quarter, man. The word quarter in the Hebrew is a bar, which means region beyond or across, region across or beyond region. So everyone gonna wander to their region, man. You know, go ahead.
And none shall save thee.
And none shall save thee, man. And this was what we leading up to, man. You know, even the EU is finna abandon America, man. You know, and they starting to speak out about it publicly, man. You know, they was like, this, we finna strengthen this basically gonna make us strengthen our ties with Russia, man.
I got a precept.
No, go ahead, bro.
Revelation 18 and 15. The merchants of these things which were made rich by her shall stand afar for the fear of her torment.
Come.
Weeping and wailing.
Which this going to those other nations, man, that got rich off you, because eventually America started to be a trader and a trafficker for all the nations, man. You know, go ahead, bro.
And saying, alas, the great city that was clothed in fine linen and purple and scarlet and decked with gold and precious stones and pearls.
Right, which represents the abundance of America, man. You know, go ahead.
For in 1 hour so great riches is come to naught.
Come.
And every shipmaster and all the company in ships.
And every shipmaster and all the company of ships, man.
That's the EU.
Right. And guess what, though? The number one profit of America, man, was bringing so-called Negroes, where these so-called Negroes, so-called Haitians, and so-called Jamaicans, man, you know, you West Indians, right, to America, man, as slaves on the slave ships, man, with that transatlantic slave trade, man. Use the cargo then. You know, we was the cargo, you know. But now now all these different, you know, the cargo now is different resources they bring into it, man. But we was that number one resource that made America great, you know. Buy ships, go ahead.
And all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as trade by sea stood afar off.
Right, man. So there you go. Everybody gonna stand afar off, and they gonna watch America burn, man. You know. But all the ones who you labor with from that youth, all that merchants, they gonna wander to their quarter, and none gonna save thee, man. Right. America the Great, you know. And now the nations starting to come out publicly and say it, man. These nations that you allied with, man, not the other nations, but of your same nation, man. Because all of y'all are Edomites. Well, you consider yourself German, French, you know, British. Y'all come from y'all great forefather Esau, you know.
Right.
Which the white on white crime, so-called white on white crime, always been greater than the so-called black on black crime. It's just something y'all like to publicize and put in the TV, man. Right. But not to get off subject, this is this basically is the fate of America, man. You know, you want to say something? Hey. And with that, man, you know, hey, our praises once again go to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai. You know, double honors to the apostles and elders at Great Millstone. Salutation, peace, and love to the elect that's around the four corners of the earth. You know, just stay patient. You know, in your patience, possess ye your souls. You know, no matter what, just hold on. You know, for dear life until that day of salvation come, man. You know, and with that, shalom.
Shalom.